Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Do you like them? How do you feel about them?
You either like them or you don't, innit? It's like you either like smoking or you don't like smoking.
I think they're disgusting.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Why do you think they're disgusting?
Well, when you have girlfriends' names or anything like that, and then they come to move them.
Do you have any tattoos?
No.
Why not?
I don't want any.
How do you feel about them on other people?
It's up to them, innit? You know?
No.
Not at all, no.
No. How do you feel about them?
Don't like them personally. Don't
not
like
at
to
all.
see them on other people, especially women.
Pins and Needles was originally an idea that I wanted to delve into and explore, a journey of discovery to gather thoughts and opinions regarding tattoos as an art form. Are tattoos art? Are they simply body modification, rebellion, or an expression? Our first step down the Pins and Needles road was to interview a local professional tattoo artist, Pete, who has worked on many of my friends and also on me. I wanted to find out why he decided to go into the tattoo industry and how he feels about tattooing being seen as art. When did tattooing first interest you?
Basically from looking at my dad's tattoos when I was a kid, you know, just seeing these drawings on his arms and it was like, whoa, it just fascinated me.
Have you always been interested in art?
Yeah, ever since I could pick a crayon up I've been drawing and that, so.
How did you learn how to do it?
Self-taught mainly, so started off as a scratcher for a couple of months and then I got my own shop and I was doing it part-time every night after my day job, you know, so I'd recommend an apprenticeship or just, you know, going round about it the proper way, but at the moment there's training courses, things like that, but they're not official training courses and stuff, you know, but they're still better than what they were years ago, you know.
We interviewed 4 people with tattoos to see how their opinions would differ from people that decided to not have tattoos.
I don't think you do decide what you have for your first tattoo because it's kind of the first thing and you plunge straight into it and it's that's when people can say it's a bad thing, you know, and it's ruined your life. And it hasn't, you know.
Do you think it's important that you trust the artist to go to get them done by, or are you happy to go to any?
Yeah, I think that you should get a good see a good portfolio of what they've got to offer. You can't say someone's good or someone's bad until you've taken them your idea and said, "Can you do this?" If they say yeah, you know, and they seem quite confident, then you know, should be happy about going along with them. But always do like a background check and, you know, see a portfolio.
Do you consider tattoos to be a form of art?
Oh yeah, definitely. If you get a name for yourself, you know, and obviously if you're getting the custom in as a tattooist, like people have said, oh, you know, he's proper good at drawing or whatever. But you should be able to draw. None of this like fine art action. You know.
No,
I'm on about real pencil on paper and shading, you know, and then onto the ink stage. Happy days.
How did you decide what you were having done for your first tattoo?
It was kind of a whim. I just kind of said, I want to have a tattoo, and I decided leopard because I've always liked leopard print, and it went from there. And it's modelled on something similar that my dad has on him. He's got a panther.
So you had something similar done to your dad?
Yeah. They're all there for some reason.
Do you think that's important?
Yeah, to me it is.
Do you think it's important that when you go to get your tattoo, you go to somebody that you know?
I think so, yeah. I don't mind trying out new artists, but I do tend to, if I like somebody's art, I will go back to them again.
I think they are art, yeah. Well, it depends actually, but the meaning of tattoos and the reasoning behind why people have tattoos has massively changed in the last 30 or 40 years or so, particularly in the last 20, I would say.
Do you think it damages people's chances of getting work?
I think it probably still does, but it shouldn't.
Do you think that will change with the uprising of tattoos as a fashion accessory?
Eventually, yes, but then again, I think maybe who's to say in 10 years or 20 years whether tattoos will be considered highly uncool or not You know, they might just be a fad, they might just be popular for the next few years and then they might not be again. I think they've become an art form more in recent years. I don't think when they first came out they were intended, certainly not in Western culture anyway, they were considered to be an art form, but possibly now, yes, they are.
Unless it's going to mean something, I don't think it's worth doing. I don't think they go along with the stereotype. I think people stereotype people with tattoos. Because I think people say, you've got a tattoo, either A, you're a thug, B, you're a criminal, you know, which is not the case at all, you know. Some of the most intelligent people on the planet, you know, have got tattoos smothered all over them and they've never been to prison, so, you know.
Well, when did tattoos first appeal to you?
I think probably kind of when I was doing my GCSE art, I looked at kind of unconventional art forms and started looking at tattoo art then.
So that's what originally interested you in getting tattoos yourself?
Yeah, but obviously at 14, 15.
How did you decide what to have for your very first tattoo?
Well, my first tattoo, one on my forearm here, I was just kind of doing some sketches and some drawings, and it was more about, I was raised quite a strong Catholic, and at the time I was just kind of defacing the cross and just came up with a little drawing. I thought it'd be a nice, easy first tattoo. Kind of regret it now though.
Do you feel it's important to be careful who you choose to do your tattoos and where you go, or are you happy to just go to any old studio to get done what you want?
No, definitely not. You've got to be so careful about where you go and the artist you choose. And I mean, it's not just about just getting a good artist, it's about getting the right artist for the work you want done as well. I mean, I think for the tattoos I had done early on, I was very much like 17, 18, you just went to the place that'd do it and you didn't really care. And I've got some bad tattoos that kind of back up that assumption that you really need to think about where you go and what you have done.
Definitely. Within the Catholic religion, is it often that tattoos are looked at negatively as opposed to in a positive light?
I don't think that's a widespread or wide-held belief amongst people of a Catholic faith. I think it's her own interpretation of the Catholic faith, combined with the fact that she's of a far older generation. I mean, she's in her 60s now, so she's got both of those beliefs coming together, and it's kind of her own personal interpretation of it.
Do you consider tattoos to be a form of art?
Yeah, for both parts, I think that the tattooists themselves, the good ones, the genuine artists, the ones that come up with their own designs certainly are. But also for you, the person that's walking around with the tattoo on you, it's your form of expression, so it's kind of, it turns you into a piece of art in a way, I suppose.
You did interview Matt Pritchard, who is one of our lecturers who is tattooed, and you were happy to give him a job even though that was the case, which is sometimes a bit difficult in education. I personally think, and from what I've experienced talking to other people that are in teaching that are tattooed, that it can be a little bit cliche.
There is actually a college policy on staff that have tattoos, almost like a dress code, which basically says that they shouldn't have them on display whilst working.
Did it not faze you giving Matt his job, even though he was tattooed?
Not at all, no. I think it would if he'd had facial tattoos. I think that would have been a whole different scenario. I think that facial tattoos, even with people like me that, you know, I'm totally okay with tattoos, don't mind at all, but I think if they're on the face, that's a whole different matter.
Across this journey we took for Pins and Needles, we came to the conclusion that tattooing is undoubtedly an art form, and that tattoo artists need more recognition for what they do.
I mean, tattooing definitely now is changing from tattooing to body art, and there's a lot of artists coming through now, genuine artists that are really good at it, you know, and to me that's one of the best sort of art forms you can get, really.